many years ago, I'm probably going to say 20 years ago, I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could create some kind of tool that would help my students to learn the most important tool or skill of collaborative problem solving a lot easier. And so I had this vision because when I was teaching interpersonal workplace conflict resolution, and I would teach people how to get to the why. So if I were to give you a 3-word description of what I teach, it's why before how. So to help people find the why, I've been teaching that for 25 plus years, and it takes some time to master that skill. It took me a couple of years to master that skill. I hope I'm a better teacher maybe than I was taught, and that my students mastered a little quicker, but it still takes some time. And what I was noticing was that a lot of the times in interpersonal workplace conflict, it's the same needs that are coming up over and over, the same why. And so I thought it would be cool if I could capture all those and create some kind of tool. And I just sort of let it sit in my brain for probably 15 years. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I looked back at all of the interpersonal workplace mediations that I've done over the last 25 years, and I gathered together all the needs. And I just sifted and sorted, and I boiled them down into a card deck. So I created this collaboration in a box card deck, and it's got 100% of the needs that I have identified in the workplace conflicts that I have mediated, and it's beautiful. I love it. Where's some red ones? Red ones, they're lovely. And I have found over the last 2 years of using the cards with teams that I am, whether I'm mediating or teaching, I just have had so much positive feedback. It just brings people to a discussion about the why, like so fast. You don't have to master those skills, although I still teach the skills because it is important. It's a really transformational skill to have. But having these cards in your hand, it's like having me in your desk drawer, or a professional mediator in your pocket. And it just really changes the tone of communication. It helps people to have collaborative problem solving, to be able to get to the heart of the matter, like for themselves, to even know what the heart of the matter is for themselves, and then to be able to articulate that to someone that they need to do some problem solving with, or that they might have conflict with. And so I created the cards a couple of years ago, tested them, and now it's time for me to do a lot more teaching around them. So I've been teaching with them the basics, the foundation, and there's so many more uses for these cards than I ever even envisioned. And a lot of my students have identified what some of those uses are. They're using them for things that I didn't even imagine, and it's really cool. So I decided, you know what, I think I want to create more than just that foundational course. I want to show people, how can you use this like really unique tool? There's nothing else like this in the world. How can you use this really unique tool to build collaborative workplaces? What are some ideas for how do you use these cards when, say, you're someone who coaches other people, like maybe your manager, supervisor, or a union rep, or just maybe a coworker who people seem to come to. How do you use these cards to coach people, to help them resolve situations that are stressful for them? And then also, how do you use them to facilitate those difficult conversations that people just will not or cannot have without some support? So I created a series of one-day courses to just dive into the cards and help people figure out, how do you use this really transformational skill in your workplace to create more collaborative workplaces and better problem solving.